Welcome to the Stock Market Daily News Podcast. It's Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. I'm here to bring you the essential stock market highlights from yesterday's session, breaking down what matters most for your portfolio in under 2.5 minutes. Let's start with the major indexes. The S&P 500 slipped slightly, giving back 0.1% to close at 4,760. The Dow Jones ended almost flat, dipping just 10 points to remain around 36,100. The tech-heavy Nasdaq pulled back by about 0.3%, finishing at 15,100. Expect some cautious trading this week with the big story just ahead, the upcoming Federal Reserve rate decision. Here's what else moved markets yesterday. First, all eyes are on the Federal. Investors are bracing for the central bank's latest rate call due tomorrow. With inflation cooling yet still above the target, the market widely expects the Fed to hold rates steady this meeting. However, traders will be watching for signals about potential cuts in early 2026. Treasury yields were relatively stable, with the 10-year yield holding at around 4.2%, reflecting a wait-and-see attitude. Next, let's look at technology and software stocks. Oracle shares slid 3%, closing at $114.20 following subdued revenue guidance ahead of their earnings report. Meanwhile, Adobe is on deck to report later this week. Volatility in this sector is ticking up as investors seek signals on how demand holds up for cloud software and AI-related products. In the retail space, Costco continued its upward climb, rising almost 1% to a fresh all-time closing high of nearly $630. Strong holiday sales and robust membership renewals have cemented Costco's role as a defensive winner, even as consumers grow cautious about discretionary spending. Turning to semiconductor news, Broadcom gained 2% Monday to close at $978. Investors cheered optimism around the company's AI data center exposure ahead of its own earnings release this week. The chip sector remains a market leader, but watch for increased volatility as guidance for 2026 emerges. Lastly, trading activity saw lighter volume than usual, signaling that many investors are on pause ahead of the Fed and another round of key earnings. Defensive sectors like utilities and consumer staples saw inflows, while cyclical names lagged. Let's recap quickly. The S&P 500 closed at 4,760, down 0.1%. Dow Jones barely moved, while the Nasdaq slipped by 0.3%. Key themes? Defensive stocks are in favor, tech volatility is rising, and all eyes are on the Fed's upcoming decision. Looking ahead, be ready for key earnings from Oracle, Adobe, and Broadcom, plus the crucial Fed announcement that could set the tone for the final weeks of the year. Don't forget to subscribe and join us tomorrow for the latest insights and actionable news that matter most to investors. Thanks for listening to the Stock Market Daily News Podcast.